Using Google Forms to prepare a self-answering quiz. Sometimes you want the students to study. You don't necessarily have to give them feedback yourself, but if they have a self-answering quiz, they can go over the material and study for themselves. I'm going to show you how to do that in this webcast. You go to your drive, create, form. I'll give the form a name. And I'll choose a template. And if I want to, I can add a description or instructions to the students. The fonts here in the description can't be played around with. You can't make it any bigger or any smaller or change it. The questions that we're going to be asking here are multiple choice questions. And the way we're going to do it is we're going to ask a question and add another page so that they get led from one question to the page depending upon their answer. This is how it works. Question number 1. Who wrote the play All My Sons? We have a multiple choice question chosen here already, and as I showed you in the first video broadcast, I can copy and paste all of the answers in at once. In the advanced settings, if you want to, you can shuffle option order, and I don't think it's going to make much difference in answering the questions, but just know that that's an option. What we have to do now is we have to insert a new page. We insert a page break and we call it correct. And here we'll write good job. Now go on to the next question. We're going to add another page. Nope, sorry, try again. So now we have 3 pages. We have the first page where the question is, the second page for the correct answer, the third page for the wrong answer. The correct answer here, of course, is Arthur Miller. Next to the multiple choice option, I write go to page based on answer. George Hammerstein is the wrong answer, so I'm going to send on to page 3. No. Oscar Wilde, the same. Marilyn Monroe, well, she was connected, but didn't. The correct answer, of course, is Arthur Miller, and I will send them to page 2, which says correct. Now let's have a look at what this looks like. I go to View Live Form, and this is what it looks like. Who wrote the play All My Sons? Marilyn Monroe. No. Try again. Have to go back. This time I'll get it right. Arthur Miller. And yes, go on to the next question. Let's go back and add another question. Here we are again. It's question 1. The 2 answers. And I'm going to insert. I'm going to be sure that I'm standing on page 3 and then insert another page. Question 2. And question 2 will be again multiple choice. And question 2 is, in which war did Larry disappear? We have 4 options. World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War. It's a required question. Done. Just copy. Copy the correct and put it after question 2, and we can make a copy, duplicate, nope, sorry, and put it after that as well. And here again we have to be sure that we continue on to the right place. Going back, we have the questions leading to the correct answers. Correct, if they've gotten it correct, they can continue on. They don't continue to the next page, they continue to question 2. If they got it wrong, they get sent back to page 1, question 1. Question 2, in which war did Larry disappear? We're going to edit it and go to the answer based on the question. World War I is not the correct answer. It's going to, nope, sorry. World War II is the right one, correct. Korean War, of course, no. And Vietnam War, again, no. Let's see the way it looks by viewing the live form. It could be kind of confusing. You have to play around with a little bit, but once you've got it, and it's yours. Okay, who wrote the play? All My Sons. Correct. I'll continue. And it takes me over to question 2. In which war did Larry disappear? World War I. Continue. Nope, sorry, try again. Okay, that's not what I want it to do. I don't want them to be able to submit it, so I'm going to go back and be sure that where it says, nope, sorry, I'm going to add another page. Okay, so the nope, sorry doesn't continue on to the next page. It sends them back to question 2. The correct sends them on to page 7, which is, I hope this practice quiz helped, and then they'll be able to record their responses. If you want to be sure that the students have all done the practice, even though you're not necessarily collecting their answers and grading them, you can collect their name and email. Start from here. You can collect their name and email by adding an item, asking for their name, email, and then they submit. And at least you know that they've done the practice quiz. Let's have another look at what it looks like. Okay, you see Arthur Miller, the order switched, but it doesn't, they can't as easily copy off each other. Question 2, World War II. Now go on to the next question. Hope this practice quiz helped. Name, email, and submit. What I'll be able to see when I view the responses is if they got it right or not, and if they filled it in. I'm not planning on giving them any feedback on this, but at least you know if the kids are doing the work. So for our session, for those of you who are watching this and are going to be participating in a session with me, prepare 3 or 4 questions that you'd like to use for making a self-answering quiz, and we'll make them in the session together. Of course, if you manage to do it without me before we even get there, then that'll be great, and I can just answer questions.